right, so there we have it for this week. Getting the neck marked out. Didn't do any cuts yet, but I want to make sure before I cut the neck and before I cut my headstock that it's all going to go right. Yeah, that way. So there's a bunch of angles that I have to understand in my head. You know, you mark them out, but you start cutting, it's like, oh no, I cut it the wrong way. So, and I already can see I got my box laid the wrong way. I should have had it this way with the hinges up. So, little rules to keep in mind to keep me on track. So I hope you enjoyed the Camucho box. I just take it at my own pace. I hope you don't mind that. Eventually I could probably combine them all and make it into one big video so you can watch the whole progression. But yeah, I'm just having fun doing it, just having fun documenting it, not trying to win any races of how fast I can build it. But each time you go it through your head, you get ideas. Like I got an idea for this thing, you know, this template. And so, and then marking it so I remember, because I'll go back and I'll look at my other cigar boxes. So I hope you enjoy it. Be sure you like, be sure you ring the bell, make some comments. If you know of any easy comments for me to do while marking this up, hey, drop me a line. Even if you said, no, you're doing it, you're all thumbs, you're doing it wrong. I don't mind that. So be sure to comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see you next Saturday, same time, 11:30, or is it 11? I can't remember. Anyways, it's one of those. I think it's, I can't remember, 11:30 or 11. But anyways, we'll see you next Saturday with more of the Camucho box. It's going to be a stunner cigar box, so we'll see you later. All right, so here we go. We got the layout. As you can see, I got the track still on the wood, and I started laying. Let me move that. I started laying and gluing the road bed down. Then, as I went along, I said, "Hey, I still got that sculpt-a-mold stuff to do, and before I get track glued in here, I need to get some of these parts, like this one here. I wanted to screw that down. This piece here that I'll glued in, I need to fill some of this stuff with that sculpt-a-mold before we get too far, because then I'm going to have to tape off the track and stuff like that. So let me get some sculpt-a-mold together. I'll get you in a little closer so you can see what's going on. This is my box for, I'm just trying to clear things out here. And we'll get some of this stuff kind of formed and sealed down. This is all pretty hard now. As you can see, I did get a lot of this road bed glued. I had them tacked in, and we don't need those anymore. This since then has dried. That's going to have to be tacked later. Let me do this here. Let me do this one here so it stays there. There we go. There we go. So, I hope you can hear it. I'm trying to talk to the microphone and talk loud enough. I had my AC on before filming the other one. It's pretty good in here right now, so I'm not going to turn that on. I think it'll take away from my sound, and I don't want to do that because I know when I look down, I'm not talking loud enough. I got to talk toward the camera. So we'll try to deal with all of that. I think you got a pretty good shot all the way out to here. So let's mix up some Sculptamo. And I was thinking while I did that, I might as well try to get some color in it. I'm going to try to find a screw for this. And I think a screw for this one too. Just to get it a little further down. It kind of is banking up too hard. We'll get those screwed up. Or screwed down. I think I need one here and here. So let me get those and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back. I had to get way in there to get screws, so it took me just a little bit. But let's get this nailed down. That didn't hold. So what I'm going to have to do is hold it with pins, or pins or glue. Got to come up with a different solution. This it isn't like wood, so it doesn't want to grab. So let's see if I can pin it down. Nothing to grab onto. So I'm going to have to glue it. So let me get my glue and then put a weight on it to glue it down. So let me grab that. I'll be right back. Okay, so when in doubt, get the glue. Or this is the stuff I've been gluing this stuff down. So let's dump a bunch in here. Here it comes. Come on. I don't know why that doesn't want to move. Clear it out with this thing. There it goes. I'm making a mess. That's not holding either. So, let's just go to the Sculpt-A-Mold and we'll form it. So, with the Sculpt-A-Mold, I'm going to start out with small batches, but I thought while I was doing it, I would mix it with brown so that I don't have to paint, so it's not as white. So let me. This is a Sculpt-A-Mold I got. An older bag. I think my dad bought it. So let's get a little of that. I'm gonna get it out of the camera so you can see it. Move my tools here. So we're gonna get messy. I already did with that glue not working. As you can see, this stuff is like, it's like pillowy stuff with plaster. So we're gonna start with that. And I thought I would color it with the Tempur-Pedic paint because it's water based. So we'll put the brown in here. See, as you can see, you're getting the brown in there. And then my my little air conditioner was dumping water, so I got water in this. I got the water in this bucket right here from the drain of that, so I can add a little at a time to see how this mixes up. And we'll stir that up. As soon as I find something to stir it with. Hang on, I'm grabbing my tools here. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see it. Well, I'll start over there. You can see what it looks like. So we'll just slap this stuff down in here. Just kind of form it. we go. That already gets it kind of black and then, or kind of dark. So I might use more. See, that got nice in there. And I might use more. Down here. So it's going to take quite a bit. So I'll just keep mixing it up and working at that. And then we'll do, hang on a minute. Might get a little bumpy. There we go. Sorry about that. Get a little of this paint on here. And paint that around. Now I gotta find my brushes. I had them here. I've seen people using this stuff and molding it with their hands, but actually this brush is acting a lot better. It really kind of shapes it nice, as you can see. It moves it around, so I kind of like that. We'll throw a little black on it to. I like it just a little bit darker. So I think I'm going to use that technique with the brush. I kind of just discovered that. I don't want to. Kind of make it more gray. And see how that comes out. So I kind of like that, so I'm going to have to mix up a big, I just use this little one. I'm going to have to make a big tub so I can fix this whole edge and fix it in here. But I like the way that came out. A little bit of black in there, it made it kind of gray. So it's already colored, which I like. And it smooths out some of that Sculptamol. I'll do the same thing with this when I do that whole piece, but I have to get a bigger container. Maybe this guy here. This guy here already has plaster in it. Let's see what this stuff will do. Kind of like playing in the mud. You just got to try things and see what happens. Kind of reforming that plaster cloth here. As you can see, the bucket I was using those sheets, you can see it's got plaster that's left over in there. So I'm just taking that to fill all this stuff in to see how that works. And that's working pretty good. So failure can sometimes be progress. Yeah, so we'll see how this works. I'm hoping that the water will make that plaster react again. I don't know how that works, but we'll give it a try. Then I'll have to put as much sculpting mold in there. And we're dealing with ground, so if it's not perfectly smooth, that's the way the ground is. Yeah, I lost my... So we'll see how this works. There's some pieces in there that seem to have dried out. Like I said, I can always get more sculpting mold out for this, but I'm going to let this dry before we continue on and see how that works, if that helps seal it. Because it really never stuck down there. The plaster didn't dry, it kind of freaked out. But now it seems like it's getting in there. Like adding more plaster to it. We'll see what that does to it. And if that reworks, I'll just add sculpting mold right in here. There's pieces in here that I'm kind of flicking through. It never really dried. So, we'll see how that goes. As you can see, I made my rock formation in here, and the track will come around. I got to glue the rest of those in. I got to glue the road bit here and around. But I kind of wanted to get this done before I start gluing stuff down, because I can decorate and do it afterwards. So if this all gets hard and plastery, we will continue on, because I can always add stuff later. But let's end with that, and then we'll continue on with this glue. We'll continue on with this. This is going to have a little lip regardless of what I can do, which won't be bad because it's going down into the clay pits. So if it's higher here, it's coming around and going down. I do have a switch right here, so one it'll go this way and this way. But there you go. That looks like some rock formations. That's the fun part about this. When you start just slopping it around, it starts looking very natural. So there you have it. More of the scenery, making the clay pits and laying the track. We will continue on. This didn't work. I could try. I can put something heavy on that, maybe. We'll try our. We'll try our railroad tie. That's real size compared to that. So we'll see if that holds. If that might help us. I don't know if this caulk is water-based, but anyways, if the plaster gets stiff, that'll help too. I'll put a little more. I'm guessing it's like pottery. When I worked with clay pots and pottery for art, you could always make the clay soft again and it would dry hard. So that's what I'm kind of banking on here to see if it'll do that. Because like I said, I got a lot of pieces in it like that. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure about that. About the caulk. See what happens. It might take a while. But each time I do it, you learn different things of working with it, and that's a part of the fun of it and the art of it. I guess we're doing art here too. Trying to create something that looks natural. I'll probably have a little bit of a. So cool. So a brush on Sculptamold is a good way to go to smooth it out. To help fill the cracks. Fill the bumps. So there we have it. So we'll call that a show for this week on the Red Wing clay train, as we get closer and closer to getting this done. It's gonna take some time. So, but we'll see if I can get that corner to stay down. I don't know if this stuff is water soluble or not, but we'll find out. If it doesn't stay, it doesn't stay. But hopefully, if the plaster gets hard and holds it, that'll be good too, because I got some decent weight on it. This is an old narrow gauge, actually a real rail, which is kind of makes for a nice weight for this thing. It really can't stand against that. So, all right. So, hey, if you enjoy this, let me tip you. If you enjoy this, come back next Saturday. The clay train shows at noon, and every Saturday. So tune back in. Be sure you like, subscribe. Hey, and that Mr. B out there, the Hiawatha one, check me out. I don't know if you're looking at my things or not. Make a comment. I hope you are, because a lot of the stuff you're reviewing is what this clay train is about in the area that you know all the history of. And I'd love to talk to you. So if you're out there and you're watching this, hey, drop a line. It'd be nice to hear from another fellow YouTuber who loves trains and doing this stuff. I'm way out here in California, so your insight would be greatly appreciated. With that, subscribe, tell your friends, keep loving trains. Check out my other show of my cigar box guitars. We're building a new cool one, and yeah, that'll be it for this week. Appreciate you for coming by.